when the surrender terms were discussed. This brought to conclusion an 18-month campaign to take Vicksburg. That's a year and a half. That 18-month campaign will culminate in a 47-day siege in the Proper Day Park you see here, the 16-mile tour. We are on the Union lines right now. This is the largest concentration of Union artillery on the line because the fortifications you see behind me, way off in the distance there by the Louisiana State Militia, for example, those are the largest fortifications on the Confederate line, because one of the major routes of ingress or attacking the Vicksburg was Jackson Road. That's what you're seeing up there, the road that goes along the Illinois Monument, or we call it Shirley House off to the right. That's why we see the fortifications so formidable off in the distance. Now, what we do here this weekend every year, we're not out here to celebrate the Union victory. We're here to commemorate the fortitude and sacrifice of both sides. This brought to conclusion 47 days of suffering. The Confederates on the other side here, they displayed great bravery and tenacity by holding out as long as they did. Once forced starvation and attrition, they were not what we call combat effective any longer, and they were forced to surrender. But what we do this for is to have you help folks understand, facilitate understanding, if you will, of the tremendous sacrifice here. It looks a lot different now. We have the beautiful monuments, the trees are here. They weren't here back then. This is largely representative of the way you would have seen it back during the siege. Fields of fire would be cleared out. But it looked a lot different back then. So we're here to commemorate and understand that 22,000 Americans right here where we're standing, this hallowed ground, made that ultimate sacrifice. Not Yankees, not rebels, not Union troops, not Confederate troops, but Americans just like you and me, all over the country, did that here. And you know what? The folks that got this park together, that founded it in the 1890s, they were the veterans. They came together from both sides, and they founded this park. It didn't become a National Park Service site until 1933. It became a military park way back in 1898 then. They got it going. They broke bread. They even had a peace jubilee in 1917. I dare say a lot of visitors who get coming in now have more animosity about the Civil War than the actual veterans that came here and founded this park after the hostilities came to secession. When the war concluded in 1865. Now, I'm going to turn it over to our gun crew here, but one thing I want to mention to y'all before we get started, I'm a park ranger, obviously. I got a couple park rangers behind me, but most of the people you see back here, they're volunteers. We couldn't do this program without them. We don't have the personnel here at Vicksburg, unfortunately. And they're not even from this area. This is just north of Atlanta from Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield. And they're volunteers. They're not getting paid to be here. They took their 4th of July weekend, drove their vehicles all the way down here on their own dime. So before we go into this, a round of applause.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Well, I gotta be honest, it wasn't much arm twisting for them to get us out of Georgia. Hey guys, you get to go on the 4th of July and shoot cannons at Vicksburg. Okay, where do we go? Well, again, let's welcome you to Vicksburg National Military Park. And what we have here in front of you today is a Union cannon detachment. We simply have our cannon and our ammunition chest. Now, most of the time, when you read about Civil War cannons, you read the term battery. A battery of cannons in the Union Army is 6 cannons commanded by a captain. So a battery is an organizational unit. Now, as you saw when you were coming up, the cannon crew is drilling. And the cannon is very much a crew-served piece. It takes a team of soldiers working together to load and fire this weapon, especially load and fire it effectively. Now, the drill we're going to show you today is pretty much the cannon drill north or south. If we're talking about field artillery, this is going to be how they fire their guns. Now, since we are a military organization, someone's got to be in charge. The person who's in charge of this is called the gunner. He is going to ensure the safe loading and firing of the gun. He's also the cannoneer who's in charge of aiming the piece. Under him, all of the cannoneers have a number, and each numbered position has a specific job that they must do in order to load and fire the gun effectively. First, at the right front, we have number 1. Now, number 1 there, he has a stick in his hand. The top end of the stick has sheepskin on it. That's called a sponge. The bottom of it has a rammer mallet on it. On the command load, he's going to take that sponge and push it into the cannon and spin it around a couple times. He's going to clean out the sparks left over from the last time he fired. Then he's going to turn it over and he's going to use the rammer to push the ammunition. And it's all fixed together. Projectile and powder all in one ram. Across from him, we have number 2. Now, number 2 loads the cannon. He's going to put the ammunition in from the front. That means this weapon is a muzzle-loading weapon. He's going to put the ammunition in there. Number 1's going to ram that down. Back on our side of the gun, behind number 1, we have number 3. Now, number 3 there, he has lots of jobs on the loading process, so watch him carefully. On the command load, he's going to take his thumb. He's going to stick his thumb onto the cannon. What he's doing is called thumbing the vent. The vent's the little bitty hole that leads down into the cannon. He's going to seal that off while number 1 is sponging and ramming so no air can blow through the gun that will fan a spark. Very important safety step. Once he's done thumbing the vent, he goes back to that baseball bat looking thing you see sticking off the back of the gun. That's called the hand spike. He's going to help aim the gun. See, the way this works, the gunner's going to sight over the top of the cannon. He's going to raise or lower the front of it with that elevating screw to get his distance. To aim it right or left, the gunner's going to tap on the cannon, telling number 3 which direction to move it. When the gunner raises his hands, it's a touchdown. That means that the piece is sighted properly. So we put the stuff in the front, pushed it back to the back with a stick, and pointed it the way we want it to go. Well, now we've got to ignite it. And on the command, ready, the number 3 steps in, takes a sharp pointed wire called a vent pick, sticks it down in that vent. Remember now there's a powder bag under there. That's going to open up the powder bag, exposing the powder. Then number 3 will assist number 4 in priming the gun. Now number 4 is the cannoneer who shoots this thing. We do not use a length of fuse that goes psh, a torch, or in Clint Eastwood's case, a cigar to fire this gun. They had learned hundreds of years before the Civil War. Fire, gunpowder, it's not a very good combination. And by the 1850s, so that's well before the Civil War, the Army had come up with a small T-shaped device called a friction primer. For our purposes today, here's my friction primer on steroids. Let me make sure it doesn't have any fire ants on it. The top is packed with a chemical that acts like a match head. The tube is full of a finely granulated gunpowder with a little bit of beeswax holding it all in, and the wires going through that chemical. So number 4 is going to place this in the vent. So it's going to be sitting over an open powder bag. They're going to attach a hook rope to this called a lanyard. On the command, fire 4 pulls the lanyard. All of this ignites, flame shoots down into the open powder bag, shoots everything out the front. This thing blows out and you use a new one every single time. And as we were told yesterday, this thing works great. If you want to kill people in the rain, it's just as effective. So this is an all-weather ignition device for this cannon. But before we do any of that, we got to get ammunition from the chest up to the gun. And to do that, we use number 5. Now, if you notice number 5 here, he has a bag on his hip called a gunner's haversack. He's going to put the ammunition in that bag because, let's be honest, folks, we are on a battlefield. There are sparks around, and we don't want him running around with an exploding projectile, 2.5 pounds of powder clutched to his chest, and he's running around. A spark lands on him, he's a danger to all of us. It's better to get him a bag. And he's going to take the ammunition up to the gun. Back at the limber, we have numbers 6 and 7. Their job is to prepare the ammunition, prepare the fuses, get that to the 5 so he can take it up to the gun. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the drill. We are not shooting. We're going to show you the steps that it takes to load and fire this gun. So at this time, gunner, drill your detachment, the spool of the piece.
For demonstration purposes only. Solid shot.
Right, so the gunner's calling for a solid 12-pound projectile. Number 1 steps in, starts sponging. Number 3 is thumbing the vent. Number 5 has gone back to get the ammunition from 6 and 7. Number 5 is going to take the ammunition up to the number 2 man. Number 2 is going to take it out, place it into the gun. Number 1 is going to ram that. Number 5 comes back to get more ammunition. As number 1 finishes his ramming, he's going to step clear. Once he does, number 3 is going to go back and help aim. Remember when the gunner raises his hands, the piece is sighted. Now for the command, ready?
Ready.
3 and 4 step in. 3 pokes a hole in the powder bag. 4 places the friction primer attached to the lanyard. Stretches out the lanyard.
Fire.
A gun is fired.
Cease
A
firing.
gun crew was expected to do 3 shots a minute. Most crews, if necessary, could move faster than that. Now, each of these cannoneers, and this is going to be north or south, knows the job of every other cannoneer. Because in case we take casualties, you're going to have to start doubling up on positions. Now, according to the manual, you can fire this gun with as little as 2 people. But if you get that low on cannoneers, you should have run away a long time ago. Because the simple fact of the matter is, the cannon crew is the finest trained branch, north or south, does not matter. But you know what's probably even more important than the cannoneers? If they're out on a battlefield, the 6 horses it takes to move this gun. Because the ammunition chest would many times be on a 2-wheeled cart called a limber. You attach it to the gun, and it's all pulled by 6 horses. If you start taking casualties to your horses, sure, I can push this gun. The tube only weighs about, 1,300 pounds. I'm not going to go far, and I'm not going to go quickly. The horses are the engine of this artillery crew. So we're about to fire. Now, as we fire, we're only going to give you, and when we say the smallest inkling, it really doesn't do service to what these soldiers were doing around the cannons that you see here, in these artillery positions, around these cannons. This is the drill that the soldiers not are going to be performing for a crowd, they're going to be performing it for life or death. They're going to be doing this while fired upon. They are firing upon their fellow humanity. So just remember some of the sacrifice that they've got to do as you tour this battlefield. So at this time, we're going to fire one more time. We ask everybody stand right where you are. When you hear the gunner give the command, ready, you may want to cover your ears or cover the ears of small children. Hold on to any puppy dogs or children as the sudden discharge of the gun may startle them. Gunner, commit firing.
Shell, 1.25 seconds. Load.
Stop. We're going to move these folks out of the way real quick. Yes, actually they're in range of this gun. This gun, if you see the Louisiana Monument, that's well within our range. So yeah, we could. The Park Service does.
I was wondering if they could, how far they could shoot it. That's a pretty good piece across there.
Gunner, 1.25 seconds.
Yes.
Give these guys a hand. They've done a great job here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we need to ask a favor of you. This national park, as all national parks, we're in one business, and that's the business of forever. We want these great places to be here forever. And to be quite frank, without the sacrifices, both north and south, of the soldiers who fought here, this park would not exist. I mean, it's a wonderful place, but it would have been plowed under a long time ago. So we ask that the more you can go out and learn about the battlefield, the more people appreciate this, well, let's be honest, it's your national park, the better off we're going to be in the future. So if you get a chance, go into our multiple museums here on site. Great stops. There's lots of things you can learn here. If you've got any questions, I'll be around to answer those right here at the flag. If you want to see the gun, just let us put everything up. Then we'll be happy to show you the gun. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending our program here at Vicksburg National Military. Questions? Any questions? If I don't know the answer, I'll make up something that sounds impressive.
What was the primary round they were using?
All right. Depends on what you're wanting to shoot. Here's what